Hey everybody, I'm Carol.
And I'm Jason.
And today we're going to be bringing you some Part the Mistveil gameplay. Now we've got these sweet new Blitz decks that we're going to be playing that you can grab at your local game store.
I'll be playing Enigma today, the new Mystic Illusionist. And what she does is she uses auras with ward to both attack your opponent and also protect your life total. But they are very fragile, so you have to be careful with how you use them.
And I will be playing Zen, a mystic ninja who is known for creating these crouching tigers, tiny annoying hits that hopefully clear his auras and then punch through with a big chain ender at the very end.
And these Blitz decks are awesome to just pick up at your local game store and just jump into a game with your friends, and we're about to show you that here.
Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, should we high roll?
Yep, let's go.
Alright, I will start.
Okay.
Usually when the game begins, we flip up our equipment, but the Mystic class has something unique, which is called the Cloaked equipment, which stays face down until you activate it.
And Enigma is special in that case, where she has, in fact, 4 cloaked equipment, and I will be using these to try and get Carol or try and protect my board throughout the game.
Alright, that's a lot of mysterious stuff you got going on here, but let's get started.
Alright, let's go.
I'll start off by attacking you with the Tiger Taming Kakara, pitching to activate this. Now, Tiger Taming Kakara is a once per turn action, attack with go again. When this attacks, the next crouching tiger you play this combat chain gets +1. So this is coming in for 2 with go again.
Alright, and we don't want to take any damage on the first turn because we draw up anyway, so we'll just be defending for 2 here with a spillover.
Defending for 2. Alright, you know what, Jason? I think I'm done. I'm gonna close the combat chain, and I'm gonna pass the priority back to you. Now, the tricky thing about versing Enigma is they have a lot of instants that they can play even on my turn. So I'm just gonna wait and see if Jason wants to do anything at the end of my turn.
We will choose not to do anything.
Sweet. I'll go to the end step arsenal and pass back to you.
Sure. So typically as Enigma, we'll be looking to develop our board here with some ward cards that can attack and also prevent damage. However, we don't really have anything that we can play, so instead I think we will just attack with a second tenet of Chi, Tide. And this attack says, if you transcended this turn, this gets +2. So Carol has to play around the +2, maybe, if he thinks I can transcend this turn.
So even after I defend, if you transcend, this will get the bonus?
That's correct.
Okay. I'll defend this for 3 here.
Okay.
You got anything?
I don't.
Yes! Alright, I'll be taking 2 here.
Cool. And I will just move to end the turn.
Sounds good. Okay, I'll start my turn off with a Biting Breeze. When this hits, create a crouching tiger in your banish zone. You may play it this turn with go again. So this is coming in for 3 with go again.
This is quite threatening for me because if he gets a crouching tiger, his staff will actually give it +1. So it won't be attacking for 0, it'll be attacking for 1. But we just have to consider whether we think that's a threat or not. I don't think that's a threat. I might just take 3 here.
Okay.
No blocks.
Sounds good.
Alright, cool. Take 3. You get your tiger in your banish zone.
So I get to create a crouching tiger in my banish zone. Now, what I'll do next is I'm going to close the combat chain and put Biting Breeze into my graveyard. And now I'll come in with another Biting Breeze, blue one this time, coming in for 1 with go again with the same on-hit effect.
I think it's a little bit harder for him to utilize 2 crouching tigers, so we'll just let this one go as well. No blocks.
Sounds good.
Cool. Take 1.
And now I get another crouching tiger. Alright, now I get to do something really exciting here, which is Preserve Tradition. Now, Preserve Tradition is a legendary instant that says put target action card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. And I'll be choosing this red Biting Breeze because it is a power card, and I'll put it down here. And also this says, if you've played another blue card this turn, transcend. So when you transcend, you take this card out, you flip it over, and it becomes an Inner Chi, which is a resource card that you get back into your hand. And now this is where Mystic Heroes really shine, because now I can use my hero ability, pitching this Inner Chi, to search my deck for a combo card, and I will search for a Key Unleashed, which is one of my power cards. And additionally to searching for a combo card to put in the banish zone that I can play this turn, I get a Crouching Tiger into my hand. Now that is a lot of tigers.
It's got a A lot of tigers.
So I will use a Crouching Tiger for my banish zone and come at you for 0.
I have no reason to defend this, so I'll say
Sweet
no
ass.
blocks.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, it might not seem like the best attack, but it powers up this Key Unleashed, which says combo. If Crouching Tiger was the last to tag this combat chain, this gets +4 power. So this one is coming in for 7, and I'll be pitching this Untamed with 1 resource floating.
That's pretty good. I think as Enigma, you have to know when to take some hits and use your life as a resource. You can't be blocking with your cards willy-nilly. You just have to hold off a little bit and take some damage sometimes. So I will say no blocks.
Sounds good.
Go to 9.
Now I did have the option to use the arms, Waves of Aquamarine, to push 1 more damage over, but because Jason didn't have any wards up, I think I would prefer to save this for later on in the game. Now, sadly I didn't have much use for this Crouching Tiger, but it's okay, because I have one in my hand. Back to you, Jason.
Alright, now as Enigma, as I was saying before, you kind of want to hold your hand a little bit and try and develop your board. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to pitch a blue to play a Haze Shelter. Now Haze Shelter is Ward X, where X is 4 if you've pitched a blue card this turn, otherwise it's 1. So this is a very powerful card on attack and defense, but it's only powerful if you can get a blue card into your pitch zone. I think here we will just declare an attack with Haze Shelter for 4 using 1 resource, using my weapon Cosmo. So Cosmo says, during my turn, auras I control with ward are weapons with base power equal to their ward and have once per turn action attack. And if my aura attacks and it has a +1 counter on it, it gains go again. So I will be attacking for 4 with no go again.
You have no go again. You have 2 cards in hand and an arsenal.
I have no go.
And this is coming in for 4, huh?
Yep.
Now, there's no on-hit effects here, and I'm pretty happy with drawing this hand, so I'll declare no defense here.
Okay, we actually can give it go again. By pitching a blue, paying 1, we can turn up our arms.
One of these cloaked equipment, huh?
Uphold Tradition. This is arguably one of Enigma's best cards, and it says instant, pay 1 resource. Turn this face up, put a +1 counter on an aura you control with ward. So we'll be putting a +1 counter on Haze Shelter. So not only is it coming in for 1 more damage, so it's coming in for 5, it also gains go again from Cosmo. So you can really do this as a combat trick to give your auras go again.
Sweet. Okay, I'll be taking 5, which is a lot of damage, but that is what it is.
And then we will pay 1 resource to play Waning Vengeance. This card says, when this leaves the arena, if you've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Spectral Shield token, and it wards for 2. This is very good on defense, and it's a similar thing with Haze Shelter, where if you've pitched a blue card, it has a defensive capability. These cards are very good in conjunction with each other, since you can just pitch 1 blue card on your opponent's turn to turn on both of them. So with this Waning Vengeance, I will attack with 2. No go again, no tricks this time.
That's right, I'll take 2 here.
Alright, cool. And then I'll pass my turn.
Sweet. Okay, Jason is starting to develop quite the presence on the board in the form of these auras, so kind of my plan here is to try and push as much damage his way as possible to clear these wards and hopefully deal some more damage to his life total. Now I'll start off with the Tiger Taming Kakara. This is coming in for 2 with Go Again, and it will power up my next Tiger attack.
So the annoying thing about ward is they're kind of like little allies that will jump in front of damage to protect you. So even though I want to take this damage here and keep these alive, I can't because they'll be soaking the damage regardless. So I think we just have to defend here and try and protect them a little bit. So we'll defend with this Battlefront Bastion for 2. And this says, when this defends alone, prevent the next 1 damage that will be dealt to you this turn. So it has 1 prevention floating, and this is very helpful against Zen because maybe following this is a Crouching Tiger, and this will help protect the Crouching Tiger.
You might know that there's a Crouching Tiger in my arsenal ready and waiting, but I'm not that predictable, Jason. I'll come in with a Biting Breeze.
He's good.
This comes in for 3. If this hits, which it definitely won't, I get a Crouching Tiger. But 3 damage is all I need right now.
Now, typically at this point, you want to be calculating whether you can actually expend your resources, as in your defending cards, to help protect your auras on board. I'm feeling like I probably can't, protect my auras this turn, but I'm still going to try. So I'm going to defend for 3 here with Astral Etchings.
Alright, and now I'll come in with this Crouching Tiger that gets +1 thanks to my Tiger Taming Kakara, so it's coming in for 1.
That's quite good. I think typically we would decide what sort of prevention we want to use, but this will stay throughout my next turns, but this will not. So I will let the Battlefront Bastion prevention eat your Crouching Tiger.
Sounds good. And the next chain link is going to be the Pouncing Key. Now this is one of my power cards. This says combo. If Crouching Tiger was the last to tag this combat chain, this gets +1 power and go again. So this is now coming in for 4, threatening your wards, and it still has go again, so I can continue my turn.
That's really good. It's actually extremely hard for me to pitch a blue to keep these up. So I think we have to do some funky play here. Defend for 3 and let you have my Uphold Tradition as well. So warding 1 and defending for 3.
That sounds good. Now, I have a decision here whether I want to keep on trying to pressure Jason here or set up for a bigger turn next turn. And as much as it's tempting to just give it my all this turn, I'm just going to pass and let you keep your wards for now.
Okay. All right, thank you, Karol. You're so kind. You're so generous. And
all right, I'll just arsenal this. I want to see what you got for me.
And now the power of Enigma is that as long as you can protect your ward auras, you can actually attack with them turn after turn, so they become like allies. So I'll be pitching this blue here to attack with my Haze Shelter, and it will be attacking for 5, go again, just like last turn. So I've pitched a blue, so it becomes ward 4 with a +1 counter, so attacking for 5 with go again.
Most of Enigma's attacks don't have any on-hit effects, so I might as well just use these equipment because they have very useful effects when they defend. So Mask of the Wiz and Whiskers says, when this defends, put a card with combo from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck.
That's really good.
So I'll be getting this Key Unleashed,
Oh god.
one of my power cards, and putting it back on the bottom. And then the Stride of Reprisal says, when this defends, create a Crouching Tiger in your hand. So I'll be getting this into my hand to utilize next turn. And so these defend for 2, so I'll be taking 3.
That's right. And then I'll just be attacking with my Waning Vengeance for 2 with no go again.
Sounds good. I'll take 2.
Cool. And I'll pass my turn there.
This is the turn for me to try and clear these wards. So let's see if I have enough damage to do so. I'll start off with a Harmony of the Hunt, pitching a blue. Harmony of the Hunt says, when this attacks, if you've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Crouching Tiger in your hand. So I'll be creating one of these into my hand, and this is coming in for 1 with go again.
1 is a really annoying number to defend because even if these have high ward numbers, they'll still be eaten up by just an attack for 1 damage as they'll be forced to prevent it. I have to do my best here to try and prevent exactly 1 damage so that my auras don't die. So I think we're going to flip up our legs here, Skywalker Keikoi, and it just says, instant destroy this, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to you this turn. Activate this ability only while this is face down. So this is a very, very good defensive equipment. It activates for free, and then it just prevents the next 1 damage. So I'll be doing that here.
Okay, well, I'm going to respond to that, Jason, with a very powerful card called Stir the Pot.
Oh, yeah?
Now, this is another Mystic instant that transcends, and Stir the Pot says, shuffle. One of my favorite things to do when playing trading card games is to shuffle. Now, this might seem like I'm not doing much, but remember all these attacks that I was putting on the bottom of my deck. Now, all of a sudden, there's a higher chance that these reach the top of my deck. Now, this is a Transcend card, and because I've played another blue card, it transcends into an inner chi that gets added into my hand. And what I'll do now is I'll activate Zen. I'll create another Crouching Tiger into my hand. And I will search my deck for a Key Unleashed, the card that I put on the bottom with my mask the turn before to set up a powerful attack against Jason.
Very scary, very scary.
Now I've got so many Crouching Tigers. Let's see if it's gonna be enough to push through his defenses. I'll come in with a Tiger Taming Kakara for now. This is coming in for 2 and it will pump my next Crouching Tiger.
Something tricky you can do with Enigma is you can actually play this Moon Chakra here, which says the next time you be dealt damage this turn, prevent 1 of the damage, but if you've transcended this turn, instead prevent 3. So in response to me playing Moon Chakra, I'm actually going to play Rising Sun Setting Moon. Now, this is a Mystic Instant Transcend card, which says draw a card, then put a card from the hand on the bottom of your deck. So I'll draw here, and then I will put this card on the bottom of my deck, and this will transcend, which means I take it out, flip it over, and it becomes an energy. And now Moon Chakra, because I've transcended this turn, instead prevents 3 damage. So I will let this prevent your Tiger taming Kakara.
Sounds good. Next up, I have one of my Crouching Tigers that gets +1 thanks to the Tiger taming Kakara. So this hopefully will be one of that points of damage that starts stripping your auras.
That's quite good. Something you can do with Enigma is you can activate her hero ability by pitching an energy to create a spectral shield with a +1 counter on it. Now this is quite powerful because just by using her ability, I've now got a blue card in my pitch zone, which turns on both of these defensive capabilities. Now I will actually let the Waning Vengeance take this hit, and it will go to the graveyard, and because I've pitched a blue card, it will create another spectral shield. So you can see how it's very powerful on defense here. And by the way, spectral shields are just an aura token that is ward 1.
Now you might think all I have going on for me is this key unleash in my Banish Zone, but actually I have a pouncing key as well. Now this is going to come in for 4 with Go Again.
Oh god, this turn's looking pretty good. I don't think we'll be able to defend this out whole way. He's still got 3 cards in hand, and Unleashed he can play from Banish Zone. We'll try to protect for a little longer. It's alright. We will play Big Blue Sky from my arsenal, which is a Mystic Defense reaction. This says it gets +1 defense for each blue card I've pitched this turn. So I've got 1 here, and so this is defending for 3. And I will defend for 3, and I will ward 1 on your attack for 4.
Sweet, sounds good. And next up, I'll come in over the Crouching Tiger, this time for 0.
I will declare no blocks.
And then I will Key Unleashed.
Ooh.
Another big, powerful beater that will come in for 7. And I have 1 resource floating.
So I've currently got ward 4 and ward 1. So I think what we can do here is defend for 3 and then let it have the haste shelter, and at least we'll have the spectral shield alive to attack him with. So I will defend for 3 and this haste shelter will ward 4.
And you have 1 card in hand.
1 card in hand.
You know what? I think now is the time to show you one of my cloaked equipment pieces. Waves of Aquamarine. Attack reaction, 1 cost. Turn this face up. Target attack gets +1 power. At the start of your turn, destroy this. So I'm going to pump this up to 8 and the reaction step so that hopefully I get to strip that spectral shield with a +1 counter on it.
Enigma can actually attack with spectral shields for free off her hero ability, which says the first spectral shield attack each turn costs 1 less to activate. But since he's flipped up the arms, we actually want him to just destroy the arms at the start of his turn, because if I attack for 2 on my turn by protecting my shield, then he will effectively gain 1 value, and we just want to deprive him of value here. So I think we'll just let him have it, and these 2 wards can eat up his 8 damage.
That's all I got for you.
That's pretty good though. You've cleared my board and stripped my hand as well. So now I have to try and salvage this game. I think I'll have to set up for a later turn, so I'll just arsenal this card and pass back to you.
Okay, at the start of my turn, Jason didn't attack me, which was a very strong strategic play, Jason. I didn't get to use up my Waves of Aquamarine on the defensive side, so at the start of my turn, this is going to get destroyed. Alright, starting off my turn, I'll start off with a Biting Breeze Yellow. This is coming in for 2, and when it hits, I create a Crouching Tiger in my Banish Zone. I can play it this turn.
That's quite good. I mean, right now we just have to try and think about what he has. Whether he has a Harmony of the Hunt, it could be useless trying to block this, but I think we will just have to give you this Battlefront Bastion for 2 defense, and when this defends alone, like before, I will prevent the next 1 damage that comes at me.
Another prevention shield waiting for me. Okay. Let's see if this Tiger taming Kakara can be enough to push through your prevention. So this is coming in for 2. My next Tiger will get +1.
Now, I think we're not actually too afraid of this hitting, since the ability is on attack, so we will say no blocks.
Sounds good.
I will prevent 1 damage here and take 1.
Next up, I'll come in with an Untamed.
Ooh.
Now this is a 1 cost attack. It says when this attacks, the next Crouching Tiger I play this turn gets +1 power. But the important thing is this is coming in for 4 with Go Again, which is a pretty threatening effect.
Yep, it's very hard for me to block this here, but it's okay. We have a little bit of life to play with, so we'll say no blocks.
Sounds good.
Cool. I'll take 4. Go to 4.
All right. Now, create a bit of a life lead. Let's see if it will be enough. Crouching Tiger that I've saved up from before. Now this gets +1 from the Untamed and +1 from the Kakara, coming in for 2.
It's getting a little sketchy here. We're too committed at this point. You just have to use your life as a resource sometimes, so I'll say no blocks.
Sounds good.
Cool, I'll take 2.
And that's all I've got. I'll arsenal this card, put this on the bottom and draw up.
So one of the best cards in Enigma's deck is Spectral Manifestations, which I will play by pitching a blue. Now this card says, create a Spectral Shield token. Then if you have no other Illusionist auras, put 3+1 counters on it. That's extremely powerful because with Enigma, sometimes you want to be protecting your auras and sometimes you just want to let them die so you can play cards like this. And the Spectral Shield, as I said before, is a very powerful token in Enigma's deck because her hero ability discounts the first attack. So I can actually attack with this for free. So I'll be attacking you for 4 with Go Again. So this is Ward 1 with 3+1 counters. So 4 Go Again from our weapon.
Sounds good. No on hits, I'll be taking this damage.
And then we will just be using our 1 floating to play a Waning Vengeance red. Now you can see why the discount is very important because it allows us to get so much value off just 1 blue. And I will just arsenal this card.
Alright, you're rebuilding that board. Luckily, Jason didn't attack me again because I really want to keep as many cards as I can from this hand.
So here I could have actually pitched a blue to attack with a Waning Vengeance for 3 and stripped a card from Karol's hand, and at the same time using a spare resource to flip over the head. But the reason why I didn't do that is I wanted to maybe keep that in my arsenal for later. So just in case he comes in with a little bit of extra damage, I can play out the card from arsenal to protect my life total.
There's 2 more auras now that I have to deal with. And I'm trying to find a way, plan out this turn to strip as many cards from Jason's hand and push through these auras and hopefully push through those final 2 points of life. So here I actually arsenaled an attack for 4 and I highly value these particular attacks because those are the hardest ones for Jason to defend out and can push through and clear those auras. So I'll start off with Flex Claws. Now this is coming in for 4 and says when this hits, create a Crouching Tiger in your banner zone you may play it this turn, and it has Go Again. But thanks to Jason's auras, we know for sure that this will not be hitting.
I think what we want to do here is just defend a little bit. We want to keep our Spectral Shield alive. So I will defend with the Spectral Manifestations for 2 and then go to reactions.
Sure, no reactions.
I've got a big blue sky defending for 2 again. So this is covering 4 of your damage.
Sounds good. Now next up, I'll come in with a Harmony of the Hunt. This is when this attacks, if you've pitched the blue card this turn, create a Crouching Tiger into your hand. And it's coming in for 3 with Go Again.
Very good. I think we'll just cover this for 3. Block 3.
Now, Jason has only 1 card in hand. I'll play out a Crouching Tiger for 0. And let's see if this can seal the deal. I'll play a Key Unleashed. Now this is the power card that comes in for 7 and it's going to threaten all your wards and hopefully like your life total as well.
He's good. Unfortunately, we've got a Transcend card in our hand, which doesn't defend, but Enigma is probably the best hero to utilize a Transcend card, turning from a 0 block to something that can actually prevent some damage. So we've got a Preserve Tradition here, and we can play it. Because we've played Big Blue Sky, which is a blue defense reaction, we've actually played a blue card this turn. So this says put target action card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, and we will be putting a red Battlefront Bastion, hopefully for the end game, on the bottom of our deck. Hopefully we stay alive this turn, and we will be transcending this, so turning it over, turning it into an Energy, and then we will be pitching it to play a Waning Vengeance, blue from our arsenal, and turning over our headpiece, Truth's Retold, paying 1 to put an aura from my graveyard to the bottom of my deck. So we'll be taking this Haze Shelter as well and putting it onto the bottom of our deck.
Okay.
And now I am covering 1, 4, 5, 6, so I will be losing all of my wards and taking 1 damage, going down to 1 life, unless you have any reactions.
There's no reactions.
Alright, so these Waning Vengeances die, and they will create 2 Spectral Shields. So this actually lets us maintain a bit of a board going into the next turn.
Alright, and you're going down to 1.
Going down to 1.
Alright, 1 life to go.
And now,
Almost there.
when you're on 1 life, your chest piece can be activated. So Heirloom of Rabbit Hide. While this is equipped face down, at the start of your turn, if you have exactly 1 life, you may turn this face up, and it just has Ward 4. So this will hopefully keep us in the game for a little bit longer, and we'll just attack with a Spectral Shield for 1.
Alright, you know what? I'm going to go down to 1 life as well.
Alright, he's good. He's good. I'll draw 4 and pass turn.
I also have an heirloom. Heirloom of Tiger Hide says, Cloaked. While this is equipped face down, at the start of your turn, if you have exactly 1 life, you may turn this face up, and it has Blade Break 3.
Ooh, that's good.
I will start off with a Biting Breeze, a yellow that's coming in for 2.
Now we have a bunch of 3 blocks in hand, so I think we'll just let these Spectral Shields die. I'll let this ward 2. So ward 1, covering 2.
Sounds good. Now you do have that big ward 4, so what I'll do is I'll come in with a Tiger Taming Kakara.
Alright, and this is why Zen is a very hard opponent for Enigma, because you can't really defend that well. I think we'll have to give him a card from hand. Lose a bit of value, but defend for 3 here. Here you go.
Sounds good. And my next attack is going to be Water the Seeds. When this attacks, you next attack this combat chain with 1 or less base power. Gets +1 power. This is coming in for 3 with go again.
Our hand's quite good, so we might just let this chest eat up this damage here. So we'll ward 4 on his 3 power.
That's all I got for now.
Alright.
Alright, I'll close the combat chain, arsenal, and pass.
So we can't actually do too much, unfortunately. What we can do is play first tenet of Chi Moon, and we won't be using the ability, even though the ability says your next blue attack this turn gets, when this attacks, draw a card. We'll just be using it to transcend our Homage to Ancestors, which is gain 1 life. And if I've played another blue card this turn, transcend. So I will be turning this into an energy, and I will be pitching it to create a Spectral Shield with Enigma's hero ability. That comes in with a +1 counter, and then I will be attacking with this Spectral Shield for free. So I'll attack you for 2 go again for free. Discounted off Enigma's hero ability.
Alright, I really want to keep my hand, so I'm going to be using the heirloom to defend out your damage.
Okay, and we'll just save this card for later, so we'll arsenal.
Okay, I'm going to start off by playing a Wind Chakra. This is a non-attack action card that says the next Crouching Tiger you play this turn gets +3 power. If I've transcended this turn, instead it gets +5 power. Now unfortunately I haven't transcended this turn, so we'll just be pumping it by 3, but we can make a Crouching Tiger this turn using a Companion of the Claw. Pitching a blue card, Companion of the Claw says when this attacks, if you've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Crouching Tiger into your hand. So I'll be getting this into my hand, and this is coming in for 4, threatening a breakpoint, which is very important against decks like Enigma, where a lot of his cards defend for 2 or 3, so this attack for 4, hopefully it will be stripping at least 2 cards from Jason's hand.
Now, the annoying thing with Enigma is that she runs a lot of cards that do not defend whatsoever. But what you can do with Enigma is actually pitch away cards that don't defend to play other cards that don't defend but actually ward. So we'll be playing a Haze Shelter that wards for 4 because I've pitched a blue here. And this will cover the breakpoint that he's so fond of.
Well played, Jason. I feel like you always have the cards you need against my attacks.
We've always got everything.
But it's okay, because I have another breakpoint.
Wait, that's pretty good.
So I'll let your Haze Shelter
okay, this
hit the graveyard, and I'll come in with a Flex Claws. And this comes in for 4. It has that on hit that makes me a Crouching Tiger in the Bandage Zone. Let's see if it will hit.
This is not hitting, sir. I mean, you already have a Crouching Tiger, so who cares? We'll just defend for 3 here.
Yep.
And let our Spectral Shield ward the last one.
Sounds good. Now, I still have that Wind Chakra that I played at the start. So this Crouching Tiger will be coming in for 3.
Oh, we have 1 resource and we can only do one thing, which is play out our last no block, Waning Vengeance yellow. And this says, when this leaves the arena, if I've pitched a blue card this turn, create a Spectral Shield token. So luckily we played that Homage to Ancestors and gain us a bit of life. And we can let this die and take a damage, go back down to 1.
Sounds good.
Cool. And this will leave the arena, create a Spectral Shield token.
Ah, those shields, they never end. That's all I've got for now. I'll arsenal and I'll see what you got for me.
Okay. I think I will just attack you for 1 with my Spectral Shield.
It might not seem like much, but attack for 1 is actually very strong here, since I'm on 1 life.
Take 1 card from him.
So yeah, I will be forced to defend with a card from hand.
Sure. And then I will pass my turn.
Sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna start my turn by playing a Tiger Form Incantation, pitching a blue Flex Claws. This pumps up my next Tiger by 3, and it gives me a Tiger into my hand. Despite having a Tiger in my hand, I will start off by attacking you with the Tiger Taming Kakara, which will pump my Tiger by 1. Now on this turn, I played the Tiger Form Incantation first, before attacking with my weapon, because if you play the non-attack action card afterwards, it actually closes the chain, so you wouldn't get the bonus from the weapon.
I think we'll just have to defend for 2 here.
That's fair enough. I guess it's Tiger time. The Crouching Tiger is coming in for 4, thanks to the double pump from the Incantation and the Kakara.
It's quite good. I think we will be trying to cover this 4 by pitching a Moon Chakra to play a Waxing Spectre. That comes in with the +1 counter, but that's not relevant right now. So I'll be warding 4 here.
So I only have 1 card in hand and 1 in arsenal.
That's right.
In reactions, I'm going to play the grain that tips the scale.
Wait, what?
So actually, Zen doesn't have any attack reaction in the deck, but he does have this beautiful Mystic instant that pumps up my attack +1. So at this point in the game, I'm starting to run out of threats. So I've decided to go for more of a risky play and try and finish the game off with the grains that tip the scale. Even though Jason did have a card in his arsenal and a card in hand to deal with it at instant speed, I feel like at this point I just had to go for it. Now, I'm hoping that Jason doesn't have anything here to cover this one, which puts my Tiger at 5 power.
Of course he had it. Of course he had it. No, I don't have anything to cover the damage, so I will take it.
Yes! Stripping the auras, getting you down to 0. Good game, Jason.
Good game. Well played.
Now, I just got there in that game with the grain that tips the scale. To be honest, in that moment, I do think that was a high-risk play. My deck was running out of threats, so I felt like that was the only way for me to actually punch through and win the game.
Yep, and that game was a great showcase of not always the better player wins. Sometimes it's the luckier player. You can play around your opponent as much as possible, but sometimes they just have the attack react to get over the top.
And that's the thing about my deck, is there was only 1 card in the actual main deck that gives that +1 at instant speed, so I had to try and take the risk and get there, and I did.
There are certain spots in the game where I could have maybe just let my auras die and just rebuilt my board, and maybe that would have let me do a little bit more damage and protect a little bit more life, rather than kind of chopping and changing and blocking a little bit here and attacking a little bit there. So I think you just have to be a little bit adaptable, but also just be very solid in your game plan when you're versing Zen.
So one of the things that I really try to focus on was attacking for 1 or 2 of these small attacks when Jason had big auras out. And when he had tiny auras or had no auras at all, I tried to punch through with those 4 power attacks that created that annoying breakpoint for him to deal with.
Thanks for watching, guys. Really hope you enjoyed watching this gameplay.
Yeah, and make sure to hit up your local pre-releases from the 24th to the 27th of May to try out these new Mystic heroes. Alright, and after finishing your games, remember to D-Chi.